You've lost your mind. That wasn't a fan screaming at their TV. That wasn't a hot take from social media. That was Jeff Saturday, live on ESPN, completely losing it over one thing that has the NFL world divided right now: Lamar Jackson and accountability. Because according to Chris Mad Dog Russo, if the Baltimore Ravens fall apart and miss the playoffs, Lamar Jackson should get a free pass. Jeff Saturday wasn't having any of it. Welcome to NFL SnapWire. Let's get into it. The Baltimore Ravens season took a terrifying turn in Week 16 during their 28-24 home loss to the New England Patriots. Early in the second quarter, Lamar Jackson took a hit, grimaced, and walked off the field. Moments later, it was confirmed with back injury. Jackson was done for the day. Backup quarterback Tyler Huntley took over, and while the Ravens fought, they couldn't recover. Another close loss. Another missed opportunity. And another week where Baltimore looked like a team stuck in neutral at the worst possible time. But what really exploded the conversation didn't happen on the field, it happened on television. On ESPN's First Take, Chris Mad Dog Russo made a bold statement. He argued that Lamar Jackson should not be blamed if the Ravens fail to make the postseason. His reasoning? Injuries, inconsistency around him, and the idea that Lamar has already proven his value to the franchise. That's when Jeff Saturday snapped. "You've lost your mind," Saturday fired back, visibly frustrated. And his argument was simple: when you're the franchise quarterback, you don't get immunity, ever. Saturday didn't deny Lamar's talent. He didn't dismiss his MVP resume. But he made one thing clear: being great doesn't mean being exempt from responsibility. And honestly, that's where this debate gets uncomfortable. Yes, Lamar Jackson has dealt with injuries. This season alone has been a physical roller coaster. Back in Week 4 against the Kansas City Chiefs, Jackson suffered a hamstring injury that sidelined him for 3 games. When he returned in Week 9, he looked refreshed, dominant, and unstoppable, leading the Ravens to a convincing 28-6 win over the Miami Dolphins. That felt like the turning point. But instead of building momentum, the Ravens stalled. Over the last 5 games, Lamar Jackson has scored just 4 total touchdowns. The team went 2-3 in that stretch. The explosiveness faded. The mistakes piled up. And the Ravens went from division contenders to playoff bubble survivors. Before exiting the Patriots game, Lamar was efficient, 7 of 10 passing for 101 yards, but once again, the story wasn't what he did. It was what he couldn't finish. That's where Jeff Saturday's frustration comes from. In his eyes, availability matters. Consistency matters. And when your team is spiraling late in the season, the quarterback, especially one paid and praised like Lamar, has to own part of the collapse. Saturday's argument wasn't emotional. It was old-school football logic. "You can't say the quarterback gets a pass," he said, essentially boiling it down to this: if you get credit when things go right, you take blame when things go wrong. Chris Russo pushed back hard. He argued that Lamar is being asked to do too much. That the Ravens system puts immense pressure on him. That injuries are out of his control. And that's true to a point. But here's where the debate really cuts deep. Lamar Jackson isn't just another quarterback. He's the system. The offense revolves around him. The expectations are built around him. And when the Ravens stumble in December, the spotlight naturally lands on him, fair or not. That's not hate. That's reality. Even Ravens head coach John Harbaugh didn't offer much clarity when asked about Jackson's injury status. During his Monday press conference, Harbaugh admitted there is no definitive timeline for Lamar's return. No guarantees. No reassurances. That uncertainty is terrifying for a team sitting at 7-8, second in the AFC North behind the Steelers, with everything on the line. Their next game? A Saturday night showdown against the Green Bay Packers. Prime time. High stakes. And potentially no Lamar Jackson. So who's right? Is Lamar Jackson a victim of bad luck, injuries, and unrealistic expectations? Or is Jeff Saturday right? Does the face of the franchise always carry responsibility, no matter the circumstances? The truth probably lives somewhere in the middle. Lamar Jackson doesn't deserve blind criticism. But he also doesn't deserve a shield from accountability just because he's talented or injured. Because in the NFL, especially in December, excuses disappear fast. And whether Lamar returns next week or not, this debate isn't going anywhere. Because when seasons collapse, quarterbacks are judged. Not emotionally. Not unfairly. But inevitably. That's the NFL. And that's the standard. If you want more real debates, real reactions, and everything shaping the NFL right now, make sure you're locked in right here with NFL SnapWire. I'll see you in the next one.